What did Ingrid Bergman confess in her private note that remained hidden for decades? Why did her affair with Gregory Peck haunt her for a lifetime? And what truth about Hollywood's most beloved actress was too tender to speak aloud until after her death? The answers will change everything you thought you knew about the woman behind the luminous screen presence. Ingrid Bergman was born on August 29, 1915, in Stockholm, Sweden. She was the only child of Justus Bergman, a Swedish artist and photographer, and Friedel Adler Bergman, who was of German descent. Tragedy struck early in young Ingrid's life. She lost her mother when she was just 2 years old, and her father when she was 13. According to the document, these devastating losses profoundly shaped her character, instilling in her a quiet strength, self-reliance, and emotional sensitivity that would later define her unforgettable screen presence. Her father's encouragement to perform before his camera as a child introduced her to the magic of self-expression. It was through his lens that young Ingrid first glimpsed the power of performance, planting seeds that would blossom into one of cinema's greatest careers. After completing her education in Sweden, Bergman enrolled in the Royal Dramatic Theatre School in Stockholm, the same prestigious institution that had trained Greta Garbo. The document reveals that even in her early performances, she displayed an exceptional ability to convey truth and vulnerability, drawing audiences into her inner world. Her breakthrough came in 1936 with the Swedish film Intermezzo, in which her warmth and sincerity captivated critics and viewers alike. The success of Intermezzo led Hollywood producer David O. Selznick to invite her to America to remake the film in English. Bergman's Hollywood debut, Intermezzo, A Love Story in 1939, instantly made her a star. Her fresh-faced naturalism stood in striking contrast to the glamorous, heavily stylized actresses of the time. Throughout the 1940s, Ingrid Bergman became one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her legendary role as Ilse Lund in Casablanca in 1942, opposite Humphrey Bogart, cemented her place in film history. With her luminous eyes and quiet anguish, the document states, Bergman brought heartbreaking realism to the story of love, sacrifice, and wartime loss. But here's what most people don't know. Behind the perfect Hollywood image, Bergman's personal life was about to take a turn that would scandalize the world and reveal the passionate, conflicted woman beneath the elegant surface. She followed Casablanca with powerful performances in For Whom the Bell Tolls in 1943 and Gaslight in 1944, for which she won her first Academy Award for Best Actress. In The Bells of St. Mary's in 1945, she portrayed a compassionate nun opposite Bing Crosby. Each role showcased her ability to embody complex emotions with grace and intelligence. Bergman's personal life was marked by 3 marriages, each representing a distinct chapter in her journey. Her first marriage was to Peter Lindström, a Swedish neurosurgeon whom she married in 1937. The document explains that Lindström was a steady and intelligent man, providing Bergman with stability as she transitioned to international stardom. They had one daughter, Pia Lindström, born in 1938. However, as Bergman's fame grew, the marriage crumbled under the weight of distance and emotional estrangement. Their divorce in 1950 marked a turning point in Bergman's life. Her second marriage to Roberto Rossellini, the legendary Italian film director, was one of the most controversial love affairs in Hollywood history. When news broke that Bergman was pregnant with Rossellini's child while still married to Lindström, the American press reacted with outrage. According to the document, once America's beloved screen goddess was suddenly vilified and labeled immoral, leading to her temporary exile from Hollywood. Together, Bergman and Rossellini had 3 children, including daughter Isabella Rossellini, who would become an acclaimed actress herself. However, by 1957, their marriage had deteriorated under creative tensions and cultural differences. In 1958, Bergman married Lars Schmidt, a Swedish theatrical producer. This third marriage reflected Bergman's desire for peace and balance after years of turmoil. They remained together for nearly 2 decades, divorcing amicably in 1975, but remaining close friends until her death. But here's where the story takes its most revealing turn. When Ingrid Bergman's private note surfaced years after her death, it changed everything. Among the most striking revelations was her acknowledgement of a deep, passionate connection she once shared with Gregory Peck, her co-star in Alfred Hitchcock's 1945 masterpiece Spellbound. While the world had long suspected there had been more than professional chemistry between them, Bergman's own words painted a portrait of two people who found something powerful and unforgettable in each other. Gregory Peck, years later, admitted what many had sensed. In a 1987 interview with People magazine, according to the document, Peck said candidly, "All I can say is that I had a real love for her, and I think that's where I ought to stop. I was young. She was young. We were involved for weeks in close and intense work." Bergman's note, written years after a lifetime of fame and heartbreak, reflected her lingering feelings. The document quotes her writing, "Gregory was kind, gentle, and strong in a way that frightened me. He reminded me of what I wanted in a man, but also of what I could never keep." These lines reveal that for Bergman, the affair was not a trivial fling, but an emotional crossroad that haunted her. On the Spellbound set, the chemistry was undeniable. Hitchcock noticed the spark and used it to his advantage. The document quotes Bergman confessing in another interview, "I think I fell in love with the man in front of the camera and behind it. Sometimes when you are acting love, it becomes real before you even notice." Both were married at the time, both swept away by the intensity of production. In Bergman's note, according to the document, she wrote of the guilt she carried. "We told ourselves it was only acting, that what we felt was part of the film, but that was a lie. When I looked into his eyes, I forgot everything else. That frightened me more than anything." Bergman gradually rebuilt her career, returning triumphantly to Hollywood in Anastasia in 1956, winning her second Academy Award. Her later performances, particularly in Autumn Sonata in 1978, directed by Ingmar Bergman, no relation, earned her another Academy Award nomination. Ingrid Bergman died in London on August 29, 1982, at midnight on her 67th birthday. According to the document, her ex-husband Lars Schmidt and 3 others were present, having drunk their last toast to her hours earlier. A copy of The Little Prince was at her bedside, opened to a page near the end. The note changed everything, not because it scandalized the past, but because it illuminated the heart of a woman who dared to love deeply and live honestly, even when it cost her everything. Her final words, as recorded in the document, "I never stopped being grateful for the kindness he showed me," echoed like a gentle confession, reminding the world that even legends fall in love, make mistakes, and leave behind truths too tender to speak aloud in their lifetime. Retry Claude can make mistakes. Please double-check responses.